What if 3 words could flip your financial life upside down this very month? Not someday, not eventually, this April. Stay right here because what I'm about to share changes everything. Welcome, my darlings, to this electric second day of April, where something extraordinary is already stirring in the invisible currents around your life, gathering like a storm of golden possibility. Now I know precisely why you clicked. You saw those words about summoning $100,000 this very month, and something inside you sparked. You thought, could this actually be meant for me? Perhaps you're curled up somewhere comfortable right now, feeling rather like a ship lost in fog, wondering why the abundance everyone keeps promising seems perpetually just out of reach. I know that particular sting of opening your bank app and finding a figure that looks more like a winter forecast than a fortune. You were told to grind and hustle and sacrifice sleep, and you did every single bit of it until your bones ached. And still here you sit. Quite the puzzle, isn't it? But lean in, because there is something the world conspicuously leaves out of those tedious financial textbooks. Your entire life is a game. And like every game, it operates by rules. Most souls wander through this game wearing a blindfold, stumbling over the furniture of their own limiting beliefs, then staring in bewilderment at the bruises. The real obstacle you face isn't scarcity or a stingy cosmos. The universe is actually an extraordinary and enthusiastic giver. The trouble is, you've been casting a shadow over your own sunshine. You've been declaring, I desire wealth, while your chest whispers, but these bills terrify me. It's the equivalent of pressing the accelerator while simultaneously yanking the handbrake. You are transmitting scrambled signals to the great cosmic storehouse, and the bewildered universe simply cannot determine whether to deliver you a goldmine or a discount coupon. Here is the elegant truth. The law of substitution never rests. You cannot simultaneously hold thoughts of shortage and thoughts of surplus any more than you can stand in London and New York at the identical moment. Unless you possess some rather extraordinary wings indeed, we must learn to release the burden. Worry is simply misdirected prayer. Sit with that thought, and suddenly it seems rather absurd. It's the equivalent of walking into a restaurant and deliberately ordering charred toast, then erupting in outrage when the waiter delivers it precisely. We are rewriting your order today. We are harnessing the magnificent power of the spoken word, because your words are your wand. Now I promised you 3 precise words to summon that $100,000 this April. And I honor my promises absolutely. But before I deliver them, we must cultivate the soil. You wouldn't press a rose cutting into a bucket of cold ash, would you? You must create space for your fortune. If $100,000 is your destination, you must behave as though it's already en route. Perhaps purchase a fresh wallet or simply purge the crumpled old receipts suffocating your current one. Show divine intelligence that you are prepared and ready to receive the delivery. Logic will insist this kind of shift in 30 days is impossible. But logic is a dreary companion who has never once thrown a spectacular party. We are stepping beyond logic into the luminous territory of the miraculous. The principle is elegantly simple. Whatever you fix your attention upon, you magnetize toward you. Observe life through the lens of perpetual insufficiency, and the universe will generously furnish you with evidence. But if you resolve this very day, the 2nd of April, that your tide is turning, then turn it absolutely must, because universal law is as reliable as sunrise. Now here are your 3 words. Wield them like a master key to an enormous vault, because that is precisely what they are. The words are, prosperity is mine. Simply those 3. Prosperity is mine. Whisper them at daybreak. Declare them when the postman delivers a bill. Speak them with particular conviction when that cold prickle of anxiety creeps in. Don't deliver them with clenched teeth or desperate intensity. Speak them with the breezy certainty of a woman who knows her wealthy father already posted the check. You might protest, that sounds far too simple, darling. And I'll say, the finest things generally are. We humans adore complexity because it makes us feel accomplished, but the divine operates with wonderful directness. Now I want you to do something immediately as a declaration of your intention. Head straight to the comments below and inscribe those 3 words. Type out, "Prosperity is mine." Writing carries tremendous power. It is the equivalent of signing an agreement with eternity. And while you're visiting the comments, perhaps tap that subscribe button and offer this video a thumbs up, not for my vanity, though encouragement is always delightful, but because it signals your subconscious that you belong to a tribe of people who anticipate extraordinary things. You are calibrating to the frequency of abundance. Throughout April, remain alert to the small signals. Perhaps a coin appears on the pavement or someone unexpectedly covers your coffee. Do not dismiss these moments. They are the first gentle ripples before the magnificent wave. Receive each small blessing gratefully and whisper, "Thank you," because the substantial one is already in motion. Remember, the foundation of spirit is always abundance. If you've been feeling paralyzed, it's simply because you've been holding your breath. Inhale deeply right now and recognize that the intelligence orchestrating the cosmos is the identical intelligence that can effortlessly rearrange digits in your bank account. You are a divine creation and the kingdom is your rightful inheritance. Refuse to accept any contrary suggestion, not even that persistent little internal voice fretting about rent. Instruct that voice to rest quietly while you concentrate on expecting your miracle. April is a month of explosive emergence. Let your wealth emerge with equal force. Persist with your words. Keep your spirit buoyant. I believe in you, and more critically, universal law believes in you. It must deliver because you are operating it with precision. Now, go forth and become the miracle magnet you were always created to be. I shall be right here celebrating as the treasures of the universe pour into your experience in ways that will make you laugh until your sides ache. Blessings upon you, my dear, and let us discover what magnificent gifts this April unwraps. For you see, my darlings, we have barely begun this extraordinary voyage through April together. Now close your eyes for just a moment and picture yourself as a young child romping through an enormous, magnificent garden. In this garden, abundance is simply everywhere you look. Golden fruit hangs heavy on every branch and crystal water sings at your feet. You wouldn't stand there weeping because no fruit was currently in your hands, would you? No. You'd simply reach up and claim one because you belong in this garden and everything in it is yours. This magnificent world is that garden. But adulthood arrived and brought its suitcases packed with cynicism and hesitation. We constructed walls of "it's impossible" and "luck never finds me" around our potential. But I am here declaring emphatically that those walls are constructed entirely of illusion. You may step through them the instant you shift your thinking. The reason we anchor to this specific figure, this $100,000, is not because the number holds magic independently, but because it aggressively challenges your perception of what's achievable. For many of you, that number feels like Everest. But to infinite intelligence, $100,000 is no more demanding to manifest than a single dollar. Everything is identical to the great provider. The sole variable is your capacity to receive. You must expand that capacity dramatically. If you approach the ocean gripping a thimble, you depart with a thimble of water. Approach with a bucket, and the ocean fills your bucket generously. Today, we ceremonially discard the thimble and arrive at life's ocean carrying an enormous, gleaming golden vessel. Let's address appearances honestly. People often tell me, everything looks bleak, my clients have disappeared, or my position feels precarious. My darling, appearances are magnificent liars. Standing aboard a ship, gazing at the horizon, it appears the world simply ends there. Yet you know the world continues gloriously beyond what eyes can see. Your present bank balance is merely the shadow of yesterday's thinking. It bears no authority over your tomorrow. You must inhabit the 4th dimension, perceiving with spiritual vision. When you examine your depleted wallet, envision it absolutely bursting with crisp, fresh currency. When a bill arrives, bless it completely and declare, "Divine abundance now flows freely through my life," satisfying this and everything else with perfect, effortless ease. Never dispatch payment with resentment attached. Money released with resentment returns carrying resentment. Money released with gratitude returns loaded with extraordinary gifts. Now I want to offer you an additional instrument alongside our 3 powerful words. I call it the Law of Preparation. Years ago, a woman came to me desperately wanting a home. She possessed nothing financially, yet she began acquiring small things for that home. Beautiful linens here, an elegant spoon there. She was conducting herself as though the key already sat in her handbag. She refused to sit around grieving. She went shopping in imagination and in actual stores. Remarkably quickly, that house manifested through a route nobody anticipated. So I asked you honestly, what tangible preparation are you making for your $100,000? Perhaps visit that dealership and sit inside the car you've been dreaming of, or simply organize a drawer to welcome the new life arriving. Behave as though you're anticipating an imminent delivery. When you fail to prepare for a guest, the guest reasonably assumes they've arrived at an incorrect address. Let's also appreciate the delicious humor embedded here. The universe possesses a marvelous sense of comedy and adores someone who can chuckle at their own anxieties. When the thought of how on earth will this happen intrudes, handle it like an irritating insect. Resist engaging in warfare with it. Simply wave it away, grinning, and declare that's entirely outside my department. My assignment is maintaining joy and expectancy. Logistics belong to the universe. Delivery mechanisms are the divine's responsibility. The moment you start engineering the how, you instantly cap the miracle. You're essentially announcing it must arrive, do this particular job or that specific relative. But infinite intelligence commands millions of delivery channels simultaneously. It could materialize as an inspiration, an inheritance, an innovation, or some gloriously improbable circumstance masquerading as coincidence. Consider April your personal month of divine astonishment. Each morning before your feet touch the floor, whisper this: I wonder what breathtaking surprise awaits me today. This single practice elevates your entire vibration immediately. It makes you magnetically attractive. People gravitate toward you instinctively. Opportunities somehow discover your precise location. You have permanently resigned from victimhood. You are now directing your experience because you are synchronized with the highest power imaginable. I once encountered a man drowning hopelessly beneath crushing debt. He felt utterly submerged. He began repeating one steady declaration: God is my inexhaustible supply, and generous sums of money reach me swiftly, gracefully, and perfectly. He had absolutely no blueprint for how. Yet he remained unwavering. Then, entirely unexpectedly, a dormant investment he'd completely forgotten, one he'd mentally written off as worthless, spectacularly appreciated in value overnight. His debts evaporated and abundance overflowed. He achieved this not through desperate striving. He achieved it through magnificent surrender. That surrender is your assignment this April. Release the struggle entirely. The struggle itself is repelling the very money you desire. Chasing abundance through frantic effort resembles pursuing a butterfly through dense brambles. You'll simply collapse exhausted, having caught nothing. But settle into genuine, peaceful stillness, and that butterfly drifts down and rests serenely upon your shoulder. As we journey through these 30 days together, guard carefully who receives your confidence. Never share sacred dreams with discouragers. Those perpetually gloomy individuals who manufacture elaborate reasons why your vision cannot possibly materialize. They are the fearful giants stationed at the entrance of your promised land, trying desperately to turn you back from your milk and honey. Protect your vision fiercely or share it exclusively with those who genuinely celebrate you. Your faith is a tender seedling requiring warmth and encouragement, not the killing frost of borrowed skepticism. Remember, today marks April 2nd. You have 28 extraordinary days remaining this month to witness a complete and total metamorphosis. Every single time you declare prosperity is mine, you drive another nail through your old poverty mindset. You are constructing an entirely new cathedral of consciousness. And please don't spiral into discouragement if the complete $100,000 hasn't materialized by sunrise tomorrow. A wise farmer doesn't frantically excavate his field every few hours checking his seeds. He trusts the earth implicitly. You must trust the law with equal conviction. Beneath every surface, it is actively orchestrating the relationships, the circumstances, and the magnificent strokes of fortune delivering your harvest. Take one deliberate action immediately after this video concludes. Do something a person holding $100,000 would naturally do. I don't mean spend recklessly beyond your means. That is never wisdom. I mean embody wealthy energy completely. Move through the world as though an extraordinary check is tucked inside your jacket. Pour yourself a slightly more indulgent coffee, or simply pause to genuinely absorb the breathtaking perfection of an ordinary flower. Affluence begins as a mental state and later becomes a financial one. When you genuinely feel prosperous, prosperity rushes toward you. This is absolute immovable law. As this beautiful conversation draws to its close, feel the warm golden sunlight across your face and the magnificent electricity of pure anticipation humming in your chest. You are beautifully supported in this. Every benevolent force in creation is conspiring enthusiastically on your behalf. Your single task is stepping aside and allowing the miracle its natural passage. Keep your words loving, your vision elevated, and your heart flung completely open. Return to the comments and witness the extraordinary gathering taking place below. Read each prosperity is mine declaration written there and bless every single soul who wrote it. When you genuinely desire for others precisely what you desire for yourself, it returns multiplied 1,000-fold. I am already trembling with anticipation to receive your victory reports. I can practically hear the satisfying rustle of abundance and your pure, uncontainable laughter already. Subscribe so our next gathering finds you. And remember always that life operates as a magnificent boomerang. Every thought, every utterance, every action launched outward returns to you with breathtaking precision. Launch wealth outward. Launch love outward. Launch the unshakable absolute knowing that your good is materializing this very moment. This April belongs completely to you. Prosperity is mine. Prosperity is yours. And all remains gloriously, perfectly well in our wonderful world. Until next time, my darlings, I'll be right here waiting. And if these words have stirred something alive inside you today, I warmly invite you to revisit the teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn. Her books, The Game of Life and How to Play It, Your Word is Your Wand, and The Secret Door to Success, carry the very wisdom we have shared here together. Leave your prosperity declaration in the comments below. Subscribe so we may continue this journey, and share this video with one soul who needs to hear it today. Your kindness and sharing is itself an act of abundance. With all my love, this is Florence Scovel Shinn, reminding you that the game of life is always, always rigged in your favor.